They say Harrow is a support frame, but he's actually a lot more than that. Harrow's extremely fun, extremely cool, and I love his aesthetic, mainly because it's fun, whimsical, and very goth coded. So Harrow is fantastic in a lot of regards. His kit is a lot of self-sustain, kind of like Trinity's, except his self-sustain comes in the form of a massive critical damage buff. So, or a critical chance buff, not critical damage buff. Well, I guess technically you can classify it like that. With a good duration build, you can have a 12-second Covenant. Don't forget about Thurible, which allows you to gain energy on kill double if you hit a headshot. Obviously, that's not going to be a headshotable because I'm running the Exceltra. However, even with his specialty weapon, the Knell, he gains a lot. Penance allows you to gain even more fire speed, if these guys would look at me, which allows him to be a fantastic, even if the weapon is slow, you can get a lot of mileage out of it, to the point where it kind of dumps a lot of ammo. The cap for Penance is not directly tied to your shield. You can recast this, allowing you to hit the 2-minute mark. So even if you don't have a ton of shields, you can still gain it. I assume his one off for Pillage because it is an excellent range dump duration build, allowing you to do a lot with it. Don't forget, using Covenant with Pillage allows you to fully stack your shields, and they can't do anything about it. That kind of thing. He's fantastic. One of the most fun frames in the game, really, honestly. The only thing that I can really complain about him is he's very micromanagement heavy, but if you're a micromanagement warlord, he's your kind of frame. So what do I use on him? Any weapon, first off. Any. Let's see. Where's the Gorgon? Did I scroll past it? Oh, it's the Prisma Gorgon. My bad. Turns any weapon into an automatic powerhouse. Let's do this, and then... yeah. Not only including the fact that if you use Pillage, you'll armor strip, which isn't as good as his Condemn, his one. However, it armor strips where Condemn doesn't. Condemn's really good if you're trying to hit headshots. However, I also use Operator a lot nowadays, and I will just use the Tether one, and then my Hound is teabagging. And just do it off of that. He's insanely fun. Just for buffing weapons, all that kind of stuff. So what do I run? Obviously, one is subsumed for Pillage. We're running Narrow-Minded, Transient Fortitude, Ardor Secrets, Natural Talent, because all of his casts are extremely long. It's actually frustratingly long sometimes. I'm running Primed Vigor and Redirection at the same time, mainly for the 2000 shield cap. This is obviously due to Penance and also shield gaining purposes. We have a 2.5 seconds. Flow and Blind Rage. Obviously, you can change off anything here because it's super easy to do that. If you're like, well, Prime Vigor, diminishing returns, which is absolutely acceptable, just switch it off for Rolling Guard. Like, you gain max, less time for this. However, Rolling Guard's also super good, especially because of his weak shield or health pool and low armor itself. We're running Multi-Efficiency and Multi-Augmented for obvious reasons. This pushes our strength over to 340, just rough estimate, and then our duration to 198. He's just insane. With high duration, Covenant is such a good get out of jail free card. And then from there, you just, with Penance, being able to gain a ton of, basically Gauss level weapon buffs for just the small cost of your shield. Just use Pillage and you'll gain it all back, that kind of thing. I just staggered myself, oops. And he's insanely good. Obviously, Knell is nothing to sneeze at either. It is a super fun secondary weapon that I use on Ureli as well because it's a critical monster combined with his base kit already being super strong makes him a weapon platform powerhouse. We can even use the Kuva Grappler, which funny enough in arbitrations, this is mainly what I run other than other big damage number frames because My game has been tabbing out today. He can just fire rate lay down covering fire. He's super good. Some of his augments are okay. I personally don't use any of his augments because I don't use him for Eidolon hunts. Blazing Pillage is not one of them. Actually, fun fact, I don't think I have any of his augments. Yeah, I have none of his augments. I don't find them useful. Some of them are like counterintuitive to the build. The reason we run low range here is because Covenant is in affinity range, not actual range. I'm very selfish with my builds. That's why I run Thurible at low range. If one of my teammates get close to me, cool. You get the bonus to when I kill somebody. But some of his augments, like, they are good, but they're just not as good as just being selfish with the character itself. I know the Penance one is like, it gives you some of the effects, if I'm correct. Again, I'm not sure. I don't use them. I don't find them very worth it. He's extremely strong, though. I love this dude. Every weapon that you can think of under the sun that could use a fire rate buff, well, he's got that lined up for you. If you need critical chance, well, fun fact, he has that for you. He's insanely strong, just for the general purpose of he's Gauss without the high commitment of Redline.